Rightio. Right, that's it. I'm doing the intro. Okay. Hello and welcome to Roller Coaster.
Yes,
Roller Coaster. Formerly known as the Hobart Podcast, but, there's not really a problem. It's just a name change. No change of subject or anything like that. I'm just getting my beer. And I'm back. Welcome to what was it, number 8 last time?
Around that.
I'm going to say 9.
Yeah, perhaps 9.
Episode 9. It has been maybe a few months since the last one, so we're back on our bullshit.
Yeah.
We're back on our bullshit. And on the last episode, so we'll jump straight into it, won't we?
Yeah.
Yep. So, remember to hold the mic to your mouth. Or not too close, but, get that sweet spot.
I think this is okay.
Yeah, it should be. We're still jumbling around with mics every now and like we're trying to figure it out, but yeah. So, on last episode, last month or last whenever's episode, we were talking about going to see Pet Sematary.
Yes.
2019, to be clear. And I think it was that day, or no, the day after, wasn't it?
Yeah, the day after doing the podcast, we went and saw the movie.
Yeah, we went to our local cinemas and we watched the film.
And now, just today, we have also watched the original.
Watched the original. Hamish, you've seen that.
I'd already seen the original,
Yep.
but you hadn't.
First time I'd seen both films on both occasions. So, yeah. So we're sort of what we're gonna do is maybe not really reviews, more just sort of comparisons, thoughts, and whatnot. We're actually doing a bit of film work on the podcast. Film content instead of us just talking shit.
Mm.
So yeah. So what do you reckon? Which one should we start with? Old or new? Maybe new. Old. All right.
Before we get into it, may I also say that between the time we watched the remake in the cinemas and now, I also read the book.
Oh, so Hamish has read the book. So Hamish has seen three.
So I can compare all three mediums.
Sorry. So yes, Hamish has a much more, broader form of opinion and knowledge of the film.
And can I also say that the book is better than both the original and the remake?
So we've just prefaced that now. So that is the official opinion of Roller Coaster. Book is better.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll start with old.
Yeah.
So
I had this thought that we would refer to the original movie just as Pet Sematary.
Yep.
And we would refer to the remake as Set Pematary.
Set Pematary. Okay.
Just
so
we wouldn't have to refer to them as,
bit of a spoonerism.
Yeah.
That's the actual name for that, by the way. When you change the letters of the first letters of two words around, that's called a spoonerism.
Spoonerism.
So there you go. Bet you didn't. Oh, you probably did, but bet you didn't fucking know that. But you do now.
Let me just ask you, which movie did you prefer, Pet Sematary or Set Pematary?
Oh, what? It's a bit of a tough one. I'd probably. Oh, Jesus. They're pretty even for me.
Yeah.
Like, maybe... Set Pematary, I'd say.
So the new one. Yeah.
So the remake, yes. I like the remake more.
Oh, that's good.
Out of... I don't know. Alright, so we'll start by talking about Pet Sematary.
Yes.
So, which one did you like more?
Set Pematary.
Alright, so that's clear. We both like the remake better.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Pet Sematary, the original, sort of follow the same plot.
Same basic plot, but there's a few major plot differences.
We're just going to go into this assuming that you know the plot.
Yeah.
Basic rundown of the plot is family of 4, one girl, one girl, one boy, both children. They move to this new place. Across the road, there's an old man named Judd. Shit happens. Cat dies.
Yeah, Cat dies in both movies and in the book.
So the father and Judd go and bury it in the Pet Sematary, which is a native Indian burial ground. The cat comes back to life because of the native Indian burial ground. stuff. And so, yeah. Then one of the children dies in the original. It's the little boy dies by getting
Yep.
hit by a truck. Father brings him back. The kid's murderous, kills everybody. General gist. In the new one,
It's
it's the reverse. The little girl dies. All right, so the original, my main issue with the original is the acting's bad.
Yes.
Sorry, excuse me.
The original?
Yeah, the original. The acting is bad. It's just flat out bad.
It
Like
is.
no, maybe not bad. It's not good. At the very least, it's not good. I don't know any of the actors' names, but
Dale Midkiff,
he's the main
Yep.
main protagonist.
Blaise Berdal played the little girl, as well as her twin sister, whose name I
Yeah,
forgot.
what'd you say?
They cast twins for the girl Ellen.
Yeah, which you don't notice if you don't know that fact. So, so yeah, I don't really know the actors in that film. Apparently, none of them really appeared in anything after that.
No, they were sort of
No,
unknowns.
no names who stayed no names after that film.
Oh well,
Was
the
it-
guy
was
who
it-
the guy who played Judd was pretty well known. He was
I
was in-
felt like he's got a very distinct accent.
yeah.
I felt like I've heard that accent before. Pardon me. I just burped. Sorry.
Whereas in the remake they cast some more well known actors.
Yeah. Oh shit! I can't stop burping. Sorry. This is
I
fucked.
keep forgetting that Australian guy's name, but he's pretty well known.
Yeah, he was in Home and Away. A shit Australian soap opera. That was his start.
And who played Judd and
He was in I could look it up, but I really can't be fucked because I'm just gonna. We'll just do this off the top of our head. Sorry, we did a bit of research in the last episode, but we're just gonna. But the guy who played Judd in the new film, he's a very good actor. I
Yes.
like him. He plays Barney's dad in How I Met Your Mother, an American sitcom. Yeah, but he was a very good actor. He was good, and the lady who plays what's her name, Rachel, in the remake, was also in Stranger Things. Another great show. Well, not another show, but a great show. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
We're supposed to start with the original. So, well, my main problem with the original was the acting,
yes.
and yours.
I think the acting is definitely
It definitely
Wasn't-
gets it quite a bit.
wasn't great, and
The special effects were pretty good
Oh,
for the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Very, there's nothing in the visuals that take you out of it.
no, but I thought the little kid hanging his mother from the roof was a little silly.
There's just a lot of things that you think, even though he's an undead child, it
Yeah.
seems like he would have had to go to a lot of hassle to do these things.
Yes, I mean you can excuse it by thinking he is demonically possessed somehow.
Exactly. But there's just a lot of little ideas and just sort of things that happen that do take you out of it, I'd say.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What else? I feel as well. So my main gripe with the story itself is Rachel's sister. That whole
Yeah.
dynamic.
And that's in all three. It's in the book, it's in the original movie, and it's in the remake.
Like I can see it has its place in the film.
Yeah.
Like, cause it fits in with the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Well, dogs barking. They're barking right out the window.
Yeah.
Naughty dogs. Is that Gavin or?
That's definitely
Yeah. Or naughty pup. I don't know if that's picking up at all. Might have to edit that, but well, where were we?
We were talking about Pet Sematary.
Oh, shit, were we? You're joking. Sorry, that was a bit. No.
I'd like to get a little bit into the book.
Into the book.
Yeah.
Or should we? We'll cover the movies first, then we'll talk about
Yeah.
the book. So yeah, acting was really subpar.
Yeah.
See, I liked the cinematography. There was nothing about the cinematography that was boring. There was some good. The way the child gets hit by the truck in
Yes.
the original,
In the original is much more effective.
much more effective, a lot better than it was in the remake.
Where she got hit by the truck and there was no blood or anything.
It was just, and a use of CGI that really just took you out of the film.
Yeah.
Whereas the way they shot it, and so it's basically a cut to black or a cutaway shot that they use in the original, and they don't show the child or anything like that. Which oh shit, am I talking to the mic? Oh. That really helps to it makes it feel like the kid's actually dead.
Yeah.
Except for the father's reaction of no, like
Yeah, that is.
it was like Darth Vader's
That's
no.
often criticised.
No.
No.
Yeah, exactly. It was it was a bit laughable. Another laughable thing was the grandfather punching him at the funeral. Who does that? Even if you're a grieving grandparent,
Yeah.
you don't. Where were you? Oh, well, they were distracted, obviously, and they were nearby. It's not like they were.
Well, yeah. You see, in the book, it's explained a lot more. Their relationship with each other, like the father and the father-in-law and Lewis.
Well, yeah, that's his name. So yeah, it's explored a little bit in the film. Like
Yeah,
they
it's
know
explored-
it's
explored a little bit in the film.
It's definitely
but-
stated that Granddad doesn't like Lewis at all.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. Which in the remake there is no word of Granddad.
You know, they left all that out.
Mm.
And
Which shall we segue into the remake? Yeah. Okay, so the remake.
yeah, the remake, which is undoubtedly the better movie.
Undoubtedly. It's pretty equal for me. There is some doubt.
I would much rather watch the remake. It's much more. I don't know. There's something about it. Seems more. They just fixed up a lot of things that weren't quite right.
I suppose, yeah. Actually, something very entertaining from the original. Before we move away from it, the bit
The truck driver.
where Rachel is hitchhiking home. When the truck driver, what does he say? It made me,
babe.
I'll be a babe. And it made me laugh. I laughed. I lolled. It was very funny. I like that. But obviously not intentional, but still made me laugh. Okay, so the remake. My main problem with the remake was the lead actor's acting.
Huh?
Because he's an Australian putting on an American accent. There are
suppose.
times where his accent cracks a bit.
Oh yeah, I didn't really notice that.
There was one point where he's yelling out to his daughter, and he audibly sort of goes back into an Australian.
Yeah,
And
I
that-
think a lot of people have pointed that out.
And it just takes you out of it. It just, you think, oh, yep, this is a film, that's right. And another issue that I had, just, the little girl. It just didn't...
In the remake?
Yeah, it just didn't work for me. Just
Yeah.
the way they gave her too many lines, I feel like. Because it's one thing to have a child actor, but it's another thing to have a good one. She's not a very good actor, the child.
Maybe not.
I feel like they could have done a lot better just to make her maybe... Just be a stereotypical one. Where she
Yeah.
just laughs and cackles and she's evil. But she's sort of given a lot of dialogue to... They focus more on dialogue to make her evil rather than...
Yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah.
hard to explain, I suppose.
I found the family in the remake to be much more
Convincing.
likable.
Yeah.
In the remake, because in the original, I thought they were kind of annoying.
Well, they're kind of in the original they seem very blank.
Yeah. Like
they,
the
they,
mother.
they don't have much personality.
Like the mother. I feel like I just want to give her a slap in the original.
Yeah.
Whereas
she's just she seems like a bit of an airhead.
yeah.
Like, and it goes for all of them really in the original. They're just sort of
And
they're just blank.
and
They're all blank slates.
And the girl in the original loves to whine.
Oh, and the fucking Dad will say something, kid likes, kid reacts with, yay! No child does that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but no child goes, oh, okay, okay, we're gonna go get it. Oh, right, that's a bad example. Maybe a child would do that. Fuck, what was it? It was something about church. Something about church and
Getting his testicles cut off.
or something like that. Yeah, church is gonna be just fine. Yay! No one. No child does that, and you just sit there and think, "Fuck me, is this a cartoon?"
Yeah.
Because it does feel very cartoony at some point. At
Yeah.
some points.
Like I mentioned, the like Gage, little kid hanging his mother from the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's trying to be serious, a
Fucking
serious
Gage.
horror film, but it comes off as cartoonish at some point. So it's sort of
It's far too easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
Fucking Gage. Lewis hates Gage.
Yeah, that's
Halfway through the film, there's just one scene
where
where Lewis completely ignores Gage.
yes,
And we sat there and we thought, just fucking...
he's on the phone. He's talking to his daughter, and then his daughter says, "Do you want to talk to Gage?"
And he doesn't say anything.
No, he says, "Yeah," and then Gage comes on the line and he's all like, "Hey, Daddy, I love you."
and Lewis just sits there. He looks off into the distance and just looks like he's chewing on his lip. He's not happy, and he's sitting there. "I love you, Daddy," and he goes, he just gives him donuts.
Yeah.
From that point on, we're just sitting there like, fuck, he hates Gage, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then it's just too easy to say. Oh, the only reason he's looking for Gage so he can kill him a second time, and all that shit.
It was like an idea I came up with, that the only reason he's burying Gage up in the Indian burial ground is because he's hoping he will come back a better kid.
Yeah, because anything's better than this. Yeah. Where do we start with that? I can't remember. But we're supposed to be talking about the remake.
Yeah.
Well, at least Lewis in the new one doesn't hate Gage. Another issue I had with his character is you don't know if he's going insane or not. Because there's some points where he's acting like he's insane, and it's implied that he's going insane.
Yeah.
That's why he's looking after. That's why he's bringing back his daughter. But then there's other times he's sitting there, he's going, "She's evil, man. We've got to kill her." It's like, dude.
Yeah.
That's
something the original did a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I also think the between the time when the daughter dies and her being brought back to life, it was a little too short. I think in the original, it was sort of more of a build up to it.
Well, yeah. Like the conversation between Judd and Lewis in the is it in the original or the remake we're talking?
The original, where he's talking about how years ago someone else was buried.
Yes.
That was something that I think should have been kept in the remake
because it gives a lot more explanation to the affliction that a
Yeah.
human gets. I suppose we could say that.
Yeah, I think the ending in I enjoyed the ending in the remake a little bit more.
I liked in the remake how it sort of went full circle.
Yeah.
Because at the start it's like the same shot, burning house and all that.
Whereas the original ending was kind of lazy.
Yeah. And I think just an issue with both films is the child that doesn't die gets really underused. Because when you think about it, the daughter in the original, what the fuck does she do? Aside from bitch about church.
Yeah.
And then Gage in the remake doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, you could have some sort of, like, sibling plot there. But there's just nothing. Then it just makes them feel like dead weight. To me, at least.
And
else?
both movies have that infamous Achilles tendon slicing.
Yes. Which was fucked in both of them.
Yeah.
Which, for me, it
Which
made
was-
me cringe in both of them, which is good, I suppose, because it's a horror film. So, yeah.
They're both really pretty violent movies.
They are. Well, the shot of Gage chewing out
Yeah.
Judd's throat.
A fun fact: when they were shooting that scene, Gage, the kid who played Gage, who was only a little kid.
You see, I was thinking to
Was-
how did they get a child to do that?
Yes.
Without scarring the little fuck.
Well, you see, the thing is, the little kid said, "All right, you need to bite this man's throat," and so he did it. And as he was doing it, as he was acting, he was biting the man's throat, and the man was acting like he was dying. And the little kid actually thought he was killing the old man, and he started to cry.
Oh shit. Yeah, like you got to think of some of those bits. Like, how the fuck do you get it? How do you get a toddler to to act for this? Which I suppose that's a testament to the
Yeah,
original film.
they used a doll during the fight at the end between the father and the little kid.
Yeah. There were some shots definitely where you could see like they've just said to the kid, "Hey, just do this motion for us, mate."
Yeah.
Filmed it, and then do this for us, mate. Because when he slices Judd's mouth, it's a shot where he winds up, and then there's a shot of Judd's mouth getting cut, and then there's a shot of the kid just holding out his arm.
Yeah.
Which it is pretty clever, considering like they've got to get a kid to they've got to make it seem like a child has got to slice this old man's mouth, which is
Yeah.
Testament
pretty
to
good.
the old one.
Pretty good practical effects.
yeah.
Like, you there's no complaining about the special effects.
Because, looking back, especially in 2019, to a lot of films from that era, you sit there and you think, fuck, man. Like, just looking at the special effects really takes you out of it sometimes. And just reminds you that, this is a film. This isn't real at all. Which, obviously, with every film, but the more a film can convince you, the better, obviously. Which is where the remake obviously comes up trumps.
Yeah.
Like, there's some pretty gruesome shit. The way they did the psychological stuff with Rachel
Yeah.
was yeah. But regardless of how scary it was to witness that stuff, I feel like it was very out of place
Yeah.
because Rachel was having these memories and dreams, but what's that got to do with like the Wendigo and the burial ground and all that? It seems very separate. Like two different plots going never intersecting at any time. Only on the fact that it's the theme of death.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go have a piss.
Yeah.
I need a wee because I've been drinking. So
Should I pause this?
no, just keep talking. Okay, so we've had some pretty jumbled up talks about
Yes.
the original and the remake. So reiterate our points. Both of us like the remake better.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hamish has read the book, and
Yeah.
I haven't, so take it away.
So the book is an interesting case. The original movie, or Pet Cemetery, not Set Cemetery, but Pet Cemetery.
Yep, don't forget that.
Follows the book much more closely than the remake does. The
Yeah.
remake takes a lot of liberties. So everything is pretty much the same in the book, but there are a few key differences. Like when the cat comes back in the book, in the movie, the cat's all like violent and like whoosh, snarly and stuff like that.
Scratches him in the face in both, I'm pretty sure.
Whereas in the book, when the cat comes back, it's not really violent, but it's all of like stumbling around like it's drunk. And it doesn't really do anything evil until near the end.
Who comes
when
back to
Gage
life in the... So it's Gage.
Engage in the book,
Right.
like in the movie. And when Gage comes back in the book, he's described as being like all like mangled,
Yeah, so
like
he's
because he's been hit by a truck, like.
Yeah, he's decomposed and whatnot. Whereas in the movie,
Yeah,
he just looks like he's been given an edgy haircut.
Yeah,
He looks
and
fine.
he's much more vulgar in the book.
Is he?
Like he comes back and he's all like, "I'm gonna fuck with you, old man."
All right, so he's... Okay.
So you
Is he
get-
older in the book?
No, he's still a little kid in the book,
Oh, right.
but you get the sense that he's demonically possessed. Like he's
Yeah, rather than just he's a child that's
Yeah.
a little bit murderous.
and the book's actually less violent than the movies.
Yeah.
Like in the movie you have the Achilles and slash across the mouth, whereas in the
And in the original, you have it when Lewis wakes up and he fucking smacks his head on his
Yeah.
on the bedside table, like, you know, full on Temple on the corner of a
Yes.
table. That's the kind of shit you go to hospital for, legit. It was fucked up, and you know he just gets up and goes, "Oh fuck," and, you know, goes and has brekkie.
yeah.
So yeah, the books.
I wonder if that was intentional or if it was like an accident.
Yeah,
They decided
because
to
it
keep
looked
in.
like it fucking hurt.
A lot of people talk about that.
Do they?
Like that.
Yeah.
That
I'm glad-
smack on the temple.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus, dude, that's pretty grim. Well, there was no blood or anything, but fucking looked like it hurt. So, continue on the book.
And in the movie, when the cat comes back to life, like you remember he
The
walks
original?
in
Yeah.
the original, when he walks into the garage, the cat like snarls at him and he jumps
Yeah.
backwards like all scared.
That jump scare sort of a trope that they overuse.
Yeah, in the book it happens a bit differently. He's like in the shed.
In the
like,
shit.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, mate.
I'm New Zealander.
Yeah, we're going real Kiwi on this one.
He's
Sorry.
in the shed like working on something, and the cat just walks in.
Yeah.
So
Drunkenly, as you said.
yeah, so it's sort of like, oh, the cat's back.
The cat came back the very next day. You know that song? What's that song called?
The cat came back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
And the book also makes constant references to Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones.
By the Ramones. Oh, right. Why's that?
I don't know.
Maybe just Stephen King was...
Like the main character Lewis has it like stuck in his head. Like after his son gets hit, it's sort of like a I don't know.
Coping mechanism, is that what you're looking
Yeah.
for? Maybe? I don't know. So, yeah, maybe Stephen King was just right into the Ramones at the time.
Stephen King loves the Ramones.
Does he?
He's a big fan of
Ah,
them.
shit, right.
That's why there's a lot of Ramones songs in the movie. Like Pet Sematary is by the Ramones.
Ah, all right.
And that song that the guy's listening to in the truck, Sheena is a punk rocker, that's also the Ramones.
By the Ramones. All right. Fuck yeah. Ramones are very good.
Yeah.
My Instagram handle is Joey Ramone, so as it happens. Stephen King, he's not dead, is he?
No, he's still alive.
He's still alive. How old is he?
Oh, he's
Is he old?
probably in his late 60s or early 70s.
Yeah. He's not still writing books, obviously.
Oh, he probably is. Sort of is what he does,
Yeah.
what he's best at.
Yeah.
But the books he writes nowadays aren't nearly as good as the books he wrote back then.
In your opinion.
Yeah. Well, it's a popular opinion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, when he was writing all those books like The Shining and all that, he was like right into the cocaine.
Yes. Like, he seriously does not remember writing Cujo because he was so fucked up when he wrote it.
Yeah, I've heard, who said it? Like, it's sort of a famous, like, not a famous saying, but it's pretty common. Like, a lot of those books were written by cocaine.
Yeah.
Which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like, who knew that being on cocaine
Could write some fucking ripping books.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, there's some pretty, they're interesting stories.
Mm.
So, yeah, obviously, whether it, for better or for worse, it helped him out a bit.
Mm.
Mm.
So I remember the book pretty clearly. There was a bit of
How long
sex-
ago did you read it?
Oh,
You read it recently, didn't you?
yeah, pretty recently.
Yeah. When?
Oh, geez, I don't know. About a month ago, maybe.
A month ago, so yeah, very recently.
Yeah. Oh, I finished it about a month.
Ah.
About a month and a bit ago.
I see.
So there's a bit of sex in the book.
Oh, there's a bit of sex in the new film as well. There's there's one sex scene. Well, not even a sex scene.
No,
just a bit of a.
Mm.
It's that sort of shit.
But there's that part at the end of the Pet Cemetery where
Oh yeah, the original one.
where they're kissing.
Yeah.
And there's like pus coming out of her
Eye and
eye.
shit. It's like, dude, she's decomposed, bro. She's dead as fuck.
Yeah. In the book, that sort of happens, but the kissing scene doesn't happen. But he brings his wife back to life, and she comes back and taps him on the shoulder and says, "Darling," and then the book just ends. So you're wondering what happened after that.
Well, they had some.
Whereas
Would you consider it necrophilia if he fucked her?
from I don't know.
Yes, no. Because it's said in the film that it's bringing them back to life.
Yeah.
I'd say it's not. I'd say it's just fucking a really fucked up person. This is this is weird, but funny though. It's good shit. I'd say it's probably necrophilia. They're dead,
Yeah.
especially her with all that. Like she's missing her eye and shit. Yeah. Sorry, Lewis. Doesn't matter how hot she is, how much you love her. It's fucked, bro. And the way that the new one ends, they ended as in like all of them are getting
Yeah. Yeah.
reborn by the
If you
Pet
think
Sematary.
about it, the original ending in the original movie is sort of happier than the one that's in the remake.
Yeah, the one in
Because
the
at least the girl's still alive.
the one in the remake is like the family's coming for little Gage who's stuck in
Yeah.
the car.
Like you just know there is absolutely no way that kid could have defended himself.
Yeah, it's like the start of, and it's the start of it. Like the logic behind it is it's the start of a zombie apocalypse. Because what they're doing is they're killing people, taking them to the cemetery, bringing them back, and then doing some more. And look, I'm going to derail this a bit from Pet Sematary. Season 3 of Stranger Things just came out on the 4th of July. I've already seen all of it. Watch it, because that's got a very similar premise. Okay, so a wee bit of an editor's note. I know Stranger Things and Pet Sematary have a completely different premise. I know, but the idea that they grab people and bring them back to a certain place, I just comparing that, okay? I'm going to go Chris Mode myself, okay? All right. I reckon you should watch season 1 to 3, Hamish. Give it a go. I reckon you won't like it up until season 3.
Yeah.
But you've got to get through 2 seasons until you like it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. Maybe one day.
One day, please.
Can't say
We should
when.
watch it together, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. We just got to find the time to do it.
That scene in the book, at the funeral. No,
Back
the
to Pet
scene in the
Sematary, by the
movie.
way.
Scene in the movie at the funeral,
Where he gets
the
punched.
father-in-law punches him. I remember that.
Horribly unnecessary, I feel like.
I remember that scene in the book, but in the book, it's actually it's actually Lewis who throws the first punch.
Oh, is it? So there's a
so it's sort of reversed in the movie.
So there's an actual fight at the funeral
Yeah.
in both.
Yeah.
All right.
So in the movie, the father-in-law punches Lewis. In the book, Lewis punches the father-in-law first because the father-in-law is sort of like ripping
an
into
asshole?
Lewis,
He's
being
an-
an asshole to him, and Lewis sort of just snaps and
Grief-
just throws a punch
grief-stricken.
at him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it sort of comes out of nowhere in the film, I feel like.
Yeah.
Where were you, Lewis? Punches him. It's fucked. And you just sit there and you just go, whoa, dude. Like, you kind of laugh at it a bit because it's so unexpected. You sit there and you think, oh, it's going to be, it's just a funeral scene. I don't know.
And in the book, their relationship is explained a lot better
Yeah.
because it sort of has flashbacks of like arguments they had in the past, and so it sort of builds up to that big fight
Yeah.
at the funeral.
Yeah, it's an actual it's more of a plot point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another, going back to Set Cemetery, the remake.
Yeah.
You've got a poster on your wall. Did you get that from the cinemas?
Yes, I did. It was $2.
Right. So, there's a poster. Pet Cemetery, Sometimes Dead is Better. And a lot of advertising that I've seen shows, five children wearing animal masks, carrying a dead animal. Like, that's sort of the main draw that they use
Yeah.
to say, oh, these creepy kids. It's only ever addressed once. You see the kids once, they talk about it once, end of it.
Yep.
I feel like that was underused.
Yeah. And those kids are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Both the book and the original movie.
And I just find it weird that they used it as such an advertising point. Like, movie poster that they use at the cinemas.
They actually use more footage of the kids in the trailer than they do in the actual movie.
Exactly. And I don't know whether they just think, oh, these kids look creepy. That'll draw people in. I don't know if that's just a marketing move. Or maybe originally they played more of a part.
Yeah.
But it's just something to note. It's not like it's barely a criticism, but it's just something to note.
I think if you look to your left, you'll find Pet Sematary in that bookshelf somewhere.
Alright, so let's have a look. So, between with the book A History of Violence by
That's a good book. That's a graphic
Wagner
novel.
Locke. Oh, Vertigo. I don't know what it's called. Fuck. It's got really confusing spine. Between A History of Violence and... what? I can't read that.
And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. That's a
Oh,
murder mystery.
I read Agatha Christie as the title. Sorry. Fuck. God, I'm dumb. And Then There Were None.
That's actually a really good book.
Is that the
It's actually pretty creepy.
Is that the book that sort of started the old
Yeah.
murder mystery sort of trope? You know, the one where
it's like classic. There's a group of people stuck in a secluded place, and they're all getting killed off one by one, and one of them is a killer, and you don't know which.
Tell you what's coming out. I've just saw a trailer for. I reckon we should watch and do something for the podcast. It's called Knives, and it's that exact premise.
Yeah.
Modern day. It's got Chris Evans, Lakeith Stanfield. Who else? You know the guy who plays James Bond nowadays. He's in it. He plays the cop. Looks really good. So I reckon we should get onto that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, between Agatha Christie's and Then There Were None and A History of Violence, we have Pet Sematary, the novel by Stephen King. Has a kitty on the front, very angry, with a headstone that says church. Yeah. $12.95 in Australia. Jeez, when was this published? This is a fucking old book.
I remember it was originally published.
You paid $4 for this?
1983. That's when the book came out.
Well, this book has got a date in the front page saying 9th of 93. So 10 years after. You paid $4 for it at a second-hand shop, obviously. It's pretty good. So, 1980. I think this is copyright 1983. I believe this was published in 1988. This one.
That was a year before the movie came out. The original Pet Sematary.
The occasional big truck on a 2-lane highway, grinding up through the gears, hammering down the long gradients, growled an intrusive note of threat. That's just a random snippet. Do you think blurbs are written by the authors?
I don't know. They like to make them kind of vague, don't they?
Exactly, and I feel like they're written in... I reckon they're always written by a third party. Because how many times does a book get republished and have a different blurb?
Yeah.
I reckon they're definitely not written by the author, I reckon. That's just a thought that I had.
That book above called Off Season, that's a really good book.
Off season, where? Oh, this one. Off season with...
Yeah, that's the 35th anniversary edition, I think, and it's got like about 5 full page illustrations.
What's off season?
Oh, it's you know
Stephen King, written by?
No, Jack Ketchum. You know
Stephen King's
you know the
quoted
movie
in
The
this.
Hills Have Eyes?
I do, yes.
And how it's about like a family who gets attacked by cannibals.
Yep.
It's kind of like that.
It's that sort of same premise.
Similar kind of premise. It's about like a family of cannibals who attack a group of people.
Yeah. This is written in 1980, was it?
Yeah, 1981, I think. Yeah.
You know this? Oh, Winter Child. Oh, has this got multiple books in it?
Oh, it's got Off Season, and Winter Child is like a short story. That's a bonus story at the end.
Right. Are they related in any way?
Yeah, Winter Child's like a
Sequel.
sequel.
Right.
That book is absolutely filled with blood and guts.
Blood and guts, very gory.
Yeah. Like a tongue is cut out, and there's dismemberment and there's
Ugh.
stabbing,
Yuck.
shooting.
Shooting's pretty standard these days.
Oh, but there's like graphic shooting, like a close range head getting exploded by a bullet.
Your bank card just sitting
That's,
on the
that's
shelf.
the oh yeah, I was going to get into that.
Yeah,
I thought my see, the thing is, I thought my credit card had gone missing, and
It's a
so,
debit card. Let's be clear.
Yeah, debit card, whatever it is.
Yeah, people call them credit cards. It kind of annoys me, but never mind. It's beside the point. You thought you'd lost it.
I thought I'd lost it, so I went to the bank and got it cancelled, and ordered a new one that was to come in the mail.
Yep.
And when I got home that same day, I realised it was in my wallet the whole time, but it was in a place where I couldn't find it.
You fucking idiot. Jesus. All that effort was in your wallet the whole time.
Yeah, it was very neatly tucked away.
Oh, sorry.
Like it was.
Did you mean to neatly tuck it away like
No.
that? No, you see, didn't.
No.
Alright. I'll give you that, but fucking hell.
So now I got a new one.
Oh, well. So what? This is just gonna... You're supposed to cut these up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the whole idea. Once you cancel your card, you cut it up with scissors. So you've just got to sit in your room. What if a thief breaks into your house and uses a cancel?
Well, it's been
it's useless anyway.
Yeah.
It's cancelled. But I don't know. They tell you to cut it up for some reason.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
At least they know that you're Hamish C. Hodson. Ooh. I just put your middle initial out on the internet. What are you going to do about it, Hammy? Yeah. 5-1. No, I'm not going to do that. That'd be silly. That's still a silly idea, even though it's cancelled.
grab that book off season and read a random page.
Oh.
Just for some content.
Content.
Yeah.
Jesus. There are other things to talk about. Like, you know what game I'm really keen for?
What?
Death Stranding by Hideo Kojima.
Yeah?
I reckon you'd enjoy it too. It looks weird as fuck. And I reckon we should both play it. Alright, Jack Ketchum, off-season, 1980. Dan says, I'm good stuff. Take his word for it. I usually don't believe him. That figures. I guess so. I guess so. I guess I do compete with you. I always lose, she sighed. That ain't blood and guts, bro. Oh! So I see what you mean by these full-page prints.
Very, very, very nicely done. Like,
They are.
part of that looks like it could be a photograph.
It does. It's gnarly, man.
Like that, like where you are now, that's where it starts to get really gruesome.
She saw her awaken. She stared hard, as if willing her safety. Oh, fuck me. I'm such a bad reader without my glasses. She stared hard, as if willing her to safety. Fuck. She saw her sister's arm flailing uselessly, and imagined she heard her whimpering and heard her laughter. Turns to the print. It's pretty gnarly. Anyway.
Read some more.
Oh, read some more. How is this entertaining? You could have told me, you know, said Nick. My car and all. Would you have let me pack it? Probably not. Well then, he smiled and shrugged, and Nick smiled back. Jim wasn't so bad, he thought. Come on, man. I'm reading random passages. This is not...
Here, pass the book to me.
Ah, fine, I'll find something fucked. Alright. Alright, there's someone in a cage. A boy. He's naked. That's kind of scary. Is that underwater?
What's that?
Is that supposed to be underwater?
No, that's in a cave.
Did this come out before The Hills Have Eyes? No.
Afterwards, I think it was highly inspired by The Hills Have Eyes. I think.
Right. Oh, I can't find anything.
Yeah.
No. Why do we have to read a particularly gory part out of this book?
I don't know. Just
It's... Alright. He too had selected a pair of knives from the pile. Moved eagerly, blah, blah, blah. She kicked it aside, mouth inside the cave of calling. I can't find anything. Oh, chapters go by times.
yeah, it mostly takes place in one night, which is interesting.
Bit like, Until Dawn.
Yeah,
Happens in one night.
reminded me a little bit of that.
Except with cannibals instead of fucking
Wendigos.
Wendigos. I feel like the Wendigo was underused. The Wendigo was never mentioned in the original.
Oh
but
yeah, in
they
Pet Cemetery.
They specific.
Yes, that's one thing I liked about, because in the book the Wendigo is mentioned a lot. It's like it's a major plot point. It explains that it is behind why things come back to life.
Yeah.
It has possessed the burial ground.
Yeah. Well, I feel like because they mention the Wendigo, and you hear a call out from the forest or like the landscape, and they say that's the Wendigo. So that implies that the Wendigo is going to actually show up. It fucking doesn't. And geez, that annoys me.
Like they hear a noise and
Oh, I'm on 1% on my laptop.
you have a charger.
Deep in the car. Anyway, that's episode 8 or 9, or I don't fucking know, of Roller Coaster. Technically episode 2 of Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
So come on.
Keep going until that just runs out.
Runs out. It won't save if it shuts off.
All right. Stop then.
You dangus. No, come on. Have a decent fucking outro. My name has been Josh Watt.
My name has been Hamish Hodgson. And
Thank
this
you
has been Roller Coaster, episode whatever.
Thanks for
Goodbye.
listening. Ta-da.